Alright. It's 5:11. We're listening to the Angry Chicken. Let's finish up these leather details.
Welcome to my hobby desk. Alright, we are going to use Deathclaw Brown and do the final highlight on the leather. We're just going to hit the very top edge of the top pouches, and then we're going to hit every corner with a little dot. We're going to end up doing this twice, and it's going to seem very bright, but then we're going to hit the whole thing with the Agrex or shade, and it's going to help tone it down. I'm going to do one more undercoat on the chapter pad in preparation of yellow. And even though we're not going to be layering over black, and it's a fairly light and warm brown, we're still going to end up having to do tons of layers of yellow. We're going to start working on red details with pure red from Army Painter. This is going to take quite a few coats. Red is a notoriously bad color, and then the Army Painter paints just don't have as good coverage. We're going to have to come back and fix some pooling a little bit later, and really, even when I could have done a few more coats of red, but I got to the point where I was done with it. Second layer of Deathclaw Brown. It's time to start our mini coats of yellow with Demonic Yellow from the Army Painter. This is probably my worst paint. At some point I need to replace my yellows and my reds, but for now this is what we have. So we're going to be doing mini coats of yellow over this chapter pad. You can see it does not cover well, but eventually we will be able to get something that is passably opaque from 2 feet away. We're going to do another coat of red. What I noticed the most about the Army Painter red is the coverage itself is not great. And then it tends to pool more than I would want. And then around edges, the paint kind of pulls back. And so you still see kind of a line of black on the primer along the edges. I'm going to do an edge highlight later. That should help. I just did the lenses. I didn't do that on screen because they're so tiny and fiddly. Agrex Earthshade, we're going to hit all the leather elements. This is going to tie the highlights together, give it a more leathery look. And I just got this because I'm almost out of Army Painter Strong Tone, and I decided that I wanted to give it a shot on this guy. I really like how the Citadel washes feel on the brush, and just the finish on them is really nice. I'm looking forward to how it's going to come out with these leather details. So I'm just going to hit these all over these leather details. There are a couple metallic parts that I didn't hit with the Nuln Oil. The kind of grenade hooks and some of the details on the grenade, so I was going to hit those now. And time for more yellow. And another layer of red. We're going to go back and forth like this quite a bit. Layer of yellow, layer of red, layer of red, layer of yellow. Recess detail there at the end of the barrel on both sides that I noticed the red was pooling in. So we're going to use a just clean my brush and get it kind of damp and use that to pull some of the paint out right there. We do not want the paint pooling in the recess, so I'm going to clean that out in a bit, and I'm going to re-hit the red lenses. Here's the wash, still drying. Washes take a really long time to dry. All right, let's go ahead and get that paint out of that recess, and when I pop back in, you'll see that I had dug it out. There we go, and we're going to do it with the other side too in a minute when I notice that it's there. More yellow. More red. I am trying to be careful here not to let any paint get back into that recess. We're gonna do a recess shade with some red wash when we get closer to the end of the gun. Decided since I was waiting for so many layers to dry on the gun, we might as well start on the mask. So we're going to start with Elf Gray, and then we're going to work our way up to a final highlight of white. And one of the things I really like about the Reivers is this skull mask thing, and I think the white and the black with the red eyes are going to look pretty cool. So we'll do a couple layers of this, and then eventually we'll hit it with Nuln Oil and start working up towards a white highlight. This final coat here on the red got it to a place where I was happy enough to go with it. I think when I use the edge highlight paint tomorrow, that's going to make it look a lot nicer, and the gun should be good. The yellow, we're going to have to do some more layers before we get a good opaque coverage. Well, that is all I had time for this morning. If you hobbied today and took a video, please throw it in the comments below. I would love to take a look at it. We are going to come back and keep banging out this chapter pad, and we'll probably end up starting the base, but we'll see where we go from there. Until next time, have a good one.